I'm Pat Laurie, and this is the Roving Storyteller, a space for curious people to learn storytelling by paying closer attention to the world around them. Every place in the world is trying to answer the same question: why should people care about this place? I was thinking about that this week while working on a story about tourism in Connecticut. At first glance, it's a story about travel, destinations, attractions, and why people should visit. But underneath, it's really about storytelling because every place, just like every person, is trying to tell a story that makes people pay attention. And that reminded me of something I hear all the time: I wish I had better stories. What people usually mean is nothing interesting ever happens to me. But every storyteller eventually learns the same truth. Stories aren't rare, attention is. So, how can you find better stories? Mine for the story gold. I know one place stories show up all the time is in overheard conversations: coffee shops, airports, waiting rooms. Someone saying something just strange enough that it makes you look up for a second. Maybe it's a half sentence, maybe it's just a tone of voice. But suddenly you're wondering, wait a minute, what's the story behind that? Good storytellers learn to follow those threads. Another place stories appear is in awkward moments. Someone says the wrong thing, a joke lands badly, or maybe two people completely misunderstand each other. In real life, those moments can feel uncomfortable, but from a storytelling perspective, they are gold. Awkward moments reveal people instantly: how they react, how they recover, what they say next. And then there are tiny decisions. A lot of stories don't start with big dramatic events. They start with a small moment. Someone hesitates before answering a question. Someone almost walks away from something and then turns back. Those little turning points often hold the story. Want to dig up better stories? Try this. Write down one moment you notice. Not a full story, just a moment. Maybe it's something odd someone says. Maybe it's a reaction that surprises you. Maybe it's a small interaction between strangers you happen to witness. That's it. Do this regularly, and something interesting happens. Your brain starts scanning for these moments automatically. You start realizing stories aren't rare. You just need to start noticing them. The tourism story I mentioned earlier reminded me that storytelling isn't just personal. Places tell stories too. Cities, states, and communities are constantly trying to explain what makes them interesting, why someone should visit, explore, or care about a place they may have never seen before. If you're curious how Connecticut is trying to tell that story, make sure you watch my piece. So keep in mind, the next great story you tell probably won't come from a huge life event. It'll come from a small moment most people walk right past. Stories are everywhere. The roving storyteller simply learns to notice them. The Roving Storyteller is bite-sized tips to help you see the world in stories. Thanks so much for listening, and email me to brainstorm your next story strategy. I'm Pat Laurie. I'll see you in the field.